Good morning, everyone, and welcome to the season of Advent. I hope you're enjoying your coffee. I'm recording this on Wednesday morning, of course, and I um, wanted just to let you know we've been journeying through Advent. We began that special journey. It's those weeks leading up to Christmas in the church that helps us prepare for the coming of the Lord. That's what Advent means. And of course, we think of the coming of the baby Jesus at in Bethlehem at Christmas. But Advent also reminds us that our Lord will come again physically at the end of time in all of his glory. And Jesus in Luke 21 is what we're thinking about this week and exploring, reminds us of that fact that he will come again. And he encourages us to be faithful even amidst the anguish and turmoil that might surround us in the world. He says, and this verse captures my heart in verse 25, lift up your heads because your redemption is drawing near. And our God is reminding us that no matter what is happening in the world and what is happening in our lives, to lift up our heads, lift up our hearts, and watch for God to be at work, for our redemption is near. So this morning, my question for you would be: what are you looking up to? What is anchoring your life in your world, especially when your world is seems to be falling apart, when the bills are piling up, and maybe you're on the struggle bus about this or that, or you're facing circumstances that you're not sure how it's going to work out. Jesus wants us to be reminded that he is near, and to lift up our heads and lift up our hearts, because in him and him alone there is hope. I was thinking about this as remembering a story from 1937 about the Germans who had built this massive airship. It was called the Hindenburg, and it was a huge Zeppelin that was 804 feet long. That's like 8 football fields. And there was 100 men trying to maneuver this Zeppelin into the hangar, and they were holding onto some ropes, pulling the ropes, trying to maneuver it safely inside the hangar. And all of a sudden, a gust of wind shot the Zeppelin up into the air. Most of the men had the presence of mind to just let go of the ropes, and because there was nothing they could do. Some held on for a little bit longer because of fear and panic, and they fell, and breaking their ankles, breaking their legs. Some, unfortunately, because of the fear that had gripped them, were carried high into the sky and fell to their deaths. But there was this one man that held on for 3 hours until the Zeppelin finally was able to come to the ground, and he was able to let go of the rope and walk away safe and sound. One of the reporters rushed up to this man and asked him, how did you possibly hang on to that rope for 3 hours? And the man said, I didn't hold on to the rope. And the reporter was shocked and says, what do you mean you didn't hold on to the rope? And the man explained, I tied the rope around me and allowed the rope to hold me. That is, I think, a beautiful way of capturing the hope of Advent. We wrap our lives around the promises of God and allow those promises to hold us. Jesus is coming not only at Christmas, but he's coming once again. And the in between time, that liminal space that we talked about this past weekend, our God is very present, and he's always at work, and he is always near. So this morning, my encouragement to you is that you would lift up your heads and lift up your hearts, for your redemption, my redemption, is near, because our God is always present. Maybe you need someone, someone who could use this word of encouragement. I just share this with them and let them know this is an unexpected gift for their lives that will brighten their day. I hope you'll join us for our Advent journey. as we journey together to Christmas Day. Please check us out on our website, but join us, and we're praying for you. I'm grateful for you. Meanwhile, allow the promises of God and the hope of our Lord to wrap your life safely and soundly in his love and grace. You have a wonderful day. Thank you so much for joining me this morning. Blessings.